Welcome back. I have a box and I paid 140 euros and 1 cent for this on eBay, and I really hope it's worth it because, well, you will see. This video is kindly sponsored by PCB Way. Thank you, PCB Way. Let's open this up. I already cut it open, but I haven't peeked inside yet. There's stuff in here. First we have a bag of, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like stuff. Wow, that is just random electronic parts. I think there's memory in there. And voltage regulators and caps which have been desoldered from a board. Yeah, so this does not look too much like 140 euros, so thankfully there's more. Let's see, what do we have here? So this is the thing, I think, why I bought this whole package. I'm not sure if this is all that was on the picture, because it said if I find more I will put it in the package. Not sure if he found more, or she. Not sure who the seller is. And it is this right here. And this looks pretty random, but it's all Commodore chips. We have a 6569, we have a 6522, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6522 to be correct. We have a 6500, another 6522, 6526, 6502, LS chips and timer chips, and yeah, not sure what these are actually worth, and I assume he didn't find more, so yeah, we will check these. And then that would be a pretty big box for just that stuff. There's more. This looks like a board of a 1541, and it's pretty crushed. These are the connectors, and you can see, not good. Just one logic chip on here, and the rest is pulled. I assume that is part of what is on the side here on this stack. And if you really squished caps, yeah, that board looks like shit. So, not much to see here. We have this right here, and this is, it's called Replica 1.1 by VIC 2021 und der alte Bastler, which is actually German, and it seems to be fully equipped, and it's a C64 replica board. Oh, it even has a VIC chip, if I'm not completely mistaken. Didn't I have a second one of these? I think so, yeah, I have a second one of these. And we have CIA's CPU. I think the kernel ROM or the character ROM is missing. PLA is missing and SID is missing, but well, at least we got a board out of this. Yeah, soldering is okay, but cleaning is non-existent, so it's just one sticky, crappy thing. Okay, so this seems to be a complete board. Not sure if it works, if any of this works, so we will see. A lot of repair projects ahead. We have another C64 board, and this is actually equipped with a SID and a PLA, but no VIC chip, or VIC-II chip. And this is a 25407 board, so it's an earlier one from '83. And it has some work done. Here's a socketed chip, and I guess this chip is socketed after the fact. It's not factory. Yeah, I can see here that is changed. It seems to be the only one which is changed, and here's a little corrosion. Okay, we have another C64 board, which has at least the SID chip and a CPU and all the other stuff. And I assume these boards don't work. So they are sold as is from a household liquidation, so not sure. Some crappy sockets. And this is a 250407. Another one, and the floppy, no, the video connector is missing. Another 64 board. Wow. And it's again a 250407. Someone really loved his 250407 board, and if we put these side by side, we can see there's stuff missing here. Pretty much all the voltage conversion is not existent. And the modulator. So this seems to be some kind of a donor board, because there's really nothing on there except some pretty broken and beaten passives. Let's see what else we have. And we have what appears to be another C64 board, and this is the final one in the box, and it's pretty much exactly what was on the picture which was sent. Very crappy button, and it's a 250407 board again. SID, PLA, CPU, ROM chips missing, CIAs, and a VIC-II. Yeah, so if I would go and would just sell the chips, that would, I guess, get me my money back. I need some VIC chips for my other C64s, so I will just go and test them in there. And why don't I grab a C64 and we just try some of the chips. So these are, I think, 5 C64 boards in various states of decay, plus this whole stack of stuff and this bag of stuff, which is just crazy. Desoldered parts. I assume these are the broken components, but I'm not sure. Looks like it. This looks like the crap that has no other place. And I'm pretty sure if this is LS logic, we can actually test them in the Mini Pro and see if they work, but I'm pretty sure they don't. So I have my Boss 64 here on the bench, and the only caveat on this machine is that it has only 2 socketed chips, which is the SID chip, which is up here, and the VIC chip, which is down here. Do we get an image? We do. So let's see what we have. We have to test, yeah, actually in here we can only test the VIC chip, which is a 6569, and we have a 6569 here. And we have, do we have another one? No. So we have one VIC chip here, and we have a few in the boards, and this one has a bent leg here. But I'm 99.9% sure that these chips actually don't work. And it was a waste of money. But you never know. No risk, no fun. And maybe it makes at least for an interesting video trying all these boards and trying to fix at least a few of them, and so on and so on. So let's do this. 65, 69. This is an R3, and we have had an R5 in there. Okay, now it's in. Let's see what happens. And it works. I'm shocked. Nice. And the picture quality is actually pretty good, considering that this is a non-modified standard C64. Awesome. Good. And as always, we will check mark the working ones. And we do a V on here for VIC chip, so that I can easily identify them, because I can't remember the numbers here. But we have more VIC chips in the boards here. Here's one, for example. So let's lift this and let's see. So I'm now a little bit more hopeful that there are actually chips in here that could work, which is nice. The next one, which is 6569 R3, same as before. Let's plug it in and let's see what it does. Do we get an image? And we do. Awesome. Second VIC chip. Yeah, so this is actually turning out pretty good. I'm getting happier by the minute, which is a good thing. What else do we have? Do we have another one? I think we had another one somewhere. There's no VIC chip on here, but there's a SID chip, which we could pull. And we also have a CPU, which we will pull. So let's just pull all the interesting custom chips here from the board, because it has so few. One CIA. Let me mark this with a C. Let me go to the overhead cam. I can actually see what I'm doing. This is a C, and this is an S. These are untested. Then we have our CPU. Oh, these sockets are really horrible. And yes, I do have a chip lifter, but I'm better with a screwdriver actually, because these are really crusty and are stuck in there and they will just break. It says CPU, okay, we will see about that, I think. And that's all the custom chips we can pull. Next up we have this board which has a SID chip. It's even labeled, which is even nicer. We have a CPU. Oh, and we have a PLA for once. CPU. Yeah, can't pull that right now. Let's grab this here and mark this with. Oh, there's actually a leg missing, and it's wet. Oh, that is. Wow, this is heavily corroded. Switch has a red dot. I'm not sure what this is all about, but we have to change this socket, and I think we have to let this go, but for now I will just put it in this protective styrofoam, which is not the best way to store chips, by the way. Oh, this is in here for good. It looks to be in okayish condition. Let's put it here. And that's all the custom chips we have from here. So let's put that to the side. Next up we have this board, which does have, again, a 6569R3 VIC-II, which will be marked with a V. We have a CPU. We have a ROM chip. We have another ROM chip. And maybe, since this is a completely socketed board, we can, in a minute, go populate it and see what happens. That would be pretty interesting. I didn't, by the way, know that there was a remake of the 25047 board. Or did I know? Did I know? Did I? I don't know if I did know. So CIAs are also getting harder to come by, and they are getting expensive. And yes, I'm throwing this just on the pile, but why not? I mean, I'm going to put them in a machine in a second, so nobody gets hurt. So I hear you crying, but just stop it. Okay, so that's all the custom chips from that board. That was 4, and there's another one, which is board number 5. And we will pull the SID, which already has a label. We will pull the PLA. So I would say whoever owned these boards before was definitely an enthusiast for the C64. Building his own board and having all these chips at hand. So I think he was a serious collector, or at least a serious hobbyist in building or repairing these, which is nice. But the tragic part of this is maybe that this person died or went into an elderly home, because I have that stuff now. And yeah, CPU, another CIA with very short legs. So this was desoldered at some point, I think. Oh, this is really short legs. Look at this. Almost no leg there. Yeah, and there are people on eBay who buy these boards, and there are even more people on eBay who buy these ICs. So the more that work, the better. And I will keep a few in stock just for my own repairs, which is good. And as I said, 140 euros and 1 cent for all the stuff. And if all the custom chips work, or even all the VICs, that it is already not the greatest deal of all time, but it's at least a deal. And I can fix all my C64s I have. Okay, and the final CIA. So let's put this. Oh, there's already some IC coming out of it. Not sure. I think that belongs to the desoldering bag. Let's put that all to the side. Let's put this in the desoldering bag. We have no ICs on this 1541 board, so let's just leave it at that. And let's go and see what we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 CIAs, 5 CIAs. That's a CPU. That's a CPU. And that's 2 more CPUs. That is PLA, SID, PLA number 2, SID, SID, and VIC chip untested. And we have 3 more VIC chips. No, 2 more VIC chips. One was already in the machine, so we have a total of 3 VIC chips, 5 CIAs, 4 CPUs, 3 SIDs, and 2 PLAs. Oh wait, we have actually 2 more CIAs. Good. So let's put in the final untested VIC chip, and here goes nothing. And another working one. This is awesome. So 3 working VIC chips is really, really, really good. And now to test the sound, we need the Kung Fu flash, which I have right here. Let's plug that in there. And let's first see if we get sound with this here, with this SID chip here. Oh, that doesn't look too good. Maybe I spoke too soon on the whole VIC chip thing. Not great. So let me put in the R5, which I had in here before. And let's see if that changes anything. That would be really shitty if the VIC chips are marginal. So this is the one that came with the machine, or I put into this machine. Let's try again. But the sound works. No, it's the same. So it works for sound testing, so let's test sound. Okay, let's try the next SID chip. And we have a 6581R14AR in here. That one. And now we go and put a 6581 from 84 in here, which seems to be the first production run because it doesn't have any kind of release marking or revision marking. So let's see what it does. Not much. This SID chip is making the system very unhappy. Okay, now we have no sound, which is to be expected. Let's put in the next one. 6581, no further markings. Yeah, it's just an 81 from week 2084, the same as this one here. Did I put it in the wrong way around? No, didn't. Let's see. Ah. Sounds good to me. Yeah, sounds good. That seems to be a working SID chip. I want to try the other one again. If it's really the SID chip that's corrupting the system, which is strange. Let's put that flaky one in here again. No, it's totally corrupting the system. But we have one more to test, so this is, let me see, I believe it's 6581 from the 20th week of 84. Oh, first week of 84, even earlier. So these are the OG SIDs, if that's worth anything to anyone. Sound. Yeah, sounds good. Makes sound. That's first step. So I will further test these, but for now I'm pretty happy that actually these work. Yeah, and that brings us to the end of the journey with this machine, because there are no more socketed chips. So we need socketed chips in here. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with the game. Something is not right there. I'm just not sure if it's the game or the machine. Could be the file is corrupted on the Kung Fu Flash. I have no idea. So yeah, for now I'm giving this machine the benefit of the doubt and just say it's the game. This is a very unusual 250466 board. It says selten here, which I have put on here, which means rare. So maybe that's the reason why the game doesn't work on this one here. Let me grab another C64 with more socketed chips where we can test the CIAs, and I will even break out the dead test cartridge and we can test the CIAs and see if the CPUs actually work. So here's my daily driver, so to say, C64. Let's see if that actually works and if the game works here. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. Okay, so that is a confirmed working machine, and this is a 250425 board. Yeah, we have a socketed PLA, socketed CPU, socketed CIA. Great, so we can use this machine to test all of our chips here. So I put in the diagnostic cartridge. Let's see if this actually runs here. And it does. Nice. Yeah, CIAs work good because we have the matching time on the bottom. And that's what we want to see. Okay, so let's go and maybe start with the PLAs. And maybe even go and put in the faulty SID in a minute and see if that works, because I'm very reluctant to just throw away the SID chip. Let's see. First PLA is in. Switch it on. And oh, works. At least it doesn't halt the system, which is good. Yeah, looks good to me. For now, as I said, deeper testing will happen. But for now, I'm satisfied with this. So first good PLA, nice. We have another one. Let's try this one. Also seems to work. That's not bad. So we have another working PLA out of this. So let's put in the original PLA and let's try the SID again, because we know that in this board the game works correctly. Maybe it's just a glitch of that very early board we had there. Yeah, going to break some SIDs here. And this is from the 50th week of 84. Well, the game starts. And then nothing. Yeah, so that SID is not great. Okay, so I will leave this as dead, because it obviously stops the machine. And then I can't help it. But it's the first dead chip in this whole pile of chips we have here. So I am not unhappy. Not at all. 3 VIC chips, 2 SID chips, original SID chips, 2 PLAs up till now. Let's go for CPU now, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 CPUs which all say OK. And I believe it when I see it. Oh, this one has very short legs. Not sure if that actually can be made working in here, but we will see. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Seems to work. So, first CPU is good. And we have another one. Let's see. Okay, that just halted. Might be because I'm not strapped in. I'm an idiot. Maybe I just gave it a shock. Let's try again. Now it works. Yeah, kids, always wear your wrist straps, because else see what can happen. And we have another one with middle length legs, also desoldered. It seems. What does it do? Looks good. Seems not to halt the system, which is a plus in my books. So another good CPU. These are getting more and more expensive by the day, so I'm happy to have some in stock. This is okay-ish. And engage. Yeah. This is getting tiresome. All the ICs actually work. Nice. So all the CPUs are actually good. We had another one, but that had a missing leg, so we can't test that in here. Let's go and test CIAs, and for that we switch over to the diagnostics cartridge. And I don't have a diagnostic harness, so we can just check if the timers are the same. Further testing will happen, but not in this video. Okay, let's see. Okay, that is halting the system. All the pins were in, so it either does not make good contact or it's just a deadish chip. Next. We have so many, so we can just put them in here. And no worries, I'm not going to throw it away. Not doing that lightly. It's good so far. Let's see the timers. At least the timers work. Yeah, I'm not going to test any further. Let's check the next one, and we will, in the end, go and try that replica board, because we have enough chips, I think, to test it actually. Not sure if we have everything we need, but maybe we can at least do a dead test on it. Because I'm wondering, if you go and build that board, wouldn't you put it in the case? Looks good so far. Looks good. Timers are okay. As I said, these are just initial tests to see if they halt the system. So I think I will go through all the others and just let you know what the frack happened there, and then I'll be back. And I'm just testing the final CIA chip, and you can see that the timers are off here. So that one is definitely a dead one, and I have another dead one. So we have 3 dead CIAs and 4 working CIAs, which is a good haul. Oh wait, here's another CIA I just found. Oh, great. And another 6502. No, we haven't tested 6502s yet. But another CIA with a very short legs. So yeah, I just put away the other machine, so we're not going to test this now. We'll put a question mark on that one. Okay, as always, I'm checking out PCB Way shared projects to see what kind of project they have that might fit to this video. And I actually found the C64 case. It is a PC case, but I'm sure there's some C64 case on here you can 3D print, because PCB Way also offers 3D printing. If you haven't seen my Amiga box videos, go check them out. They make wonderful prints, resin prints, and I was so happy with the result. It was really, really great. But I also found the board, which is this one right here, the 250407 replica board that I had in my pile of boards. And you can go and make the PCB here, which is pretty cool. There's also a second board, which I have no idea what that is. It just says C64 KU motherboard. And it says here the rare KU 14194HB motherboard, retraced and imported. Could be that this is the OG C64 motherboard, so that is available too. If you want one, go and add it to your cart and order as much as you like. Back to the video. Put that all to the side and grab these boards again. So this is pretty much just for spare parts. You can't repair this, or you can, but it doesn't make any sense at all. So I will take all the stuff I can, just heat the board like crazy, and then pull the logic chips off, especially the 6, 14 and 4, all these low numbers which are hard to come by potentially. And of course the 2 connectors here. Yeah, that is what will happen to this board. Then we have this board right here, which looks to be in okay condition, to be honest. No parts are missing. So right, yeah, there's one trace repair I just spotted here in the ROM socket. So that would probably be either replaced. So we could test this board. There's even an LED on here. Just had to put in a VIC chip, PLA, CPU, ROM, kernel ROM, and still I think it's a basic ROM, and 2 CIAs to test it. We will do this in another video, but this board is actually, looks like it could work. Oh, there's some trace repair for you. Didn't spot that before. Yeah, it has a lot of stuff taken care of. Good, so we put this to the side for now. It's too much trouble to just test it. Then we have this here, a board where we could still get 2 more CIAs and ROM chips, and that looks to be in okay condition, except for the switch, which is very loose, so I assume that switch is dead. But we have switches on the other board, so we put Frankenstein one together, and the socket here, which is totally crusty and green, so you can't use that kernel socket. Yeah. So another board which is probably repairable, and I will attempt that. Then we have this board right here, which is missing the switch. So I assume the switch is not working. It's missing the fuse, so this is definitely a donor board, which doesn't mean it can't be saved. And it's missing the video port. Yeah, that is missing some parts already. It's missing, I think, either memory chip or an LS chip here. And here. Yeah, still I think one could try to save it. Oh, there's been a lot of rework been done. You can see that here. All these nice brownish parts. The board is a bit bent, but that's not a problem. So I might try to fix this one too. And then we have this baby here, which is just missing pretty much everything. I am tempted to just grab the last remaining part on here that is interesting, which is this cartridge port, and call it a day. And this has been heated to death, as you can see, to really get everything off of this board. There's one resistor pack left. Yeah, so this board I will definitely, just like this board, put to the side for the least or the last parts that are actually salvageable from this, and then that is that. Which brings us to the final board, which is this baby right here. I have mixed feelings working on a board that someone else has built, because it always means that you have to check everything if it doesn't work. Luckily, in the case of the C64, that is not much what is to be checked. Yeah, I had a 60 clone board which I built and which gave me nightmares over weeks. So I'm not completely sure if I want to dive into this. Fuse is missing here, not sure about what that means. Soldering job is questionable in some parts, as you can see here. So I would probably resolder. Oh yeah, there's a lot of loose solder joints. That doesn't look great. So you would have to resolder this. Oh, I just noticed that the cartridge port is not even soldered to the board. Oh no, it's soldered on just 2 points. So I assume someone just stopped doing whatever he was doing here and called it a day, because yeah, that doesn't look finished. I will have to look this up, but I'm a bit reluctant to just plug it in right now because, well, it's not safe. I just want to be sure that if I plug in some of my precious custom chips, they don't just explode. So it does seem that there is a C64 repair marathon on the horizon. I'm thinking about doing a live one for the first time. So if you're interested in something like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know what time is good, and then we will do that. Otherwise, we will just do another video. Here are some resistors missing. So yeah, that is pretty much a job of an hour or two just to go over this board and check what's missing. Oh, and I noticed the power port is missing also. So yeah, I would say this is the end of this video. So as always, thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments what you think about a C64 marathon, live or not, and at what time, and then we'll go and do that. Until next time, cheerio. Thanks again to PCB Way for sponsoring this video. If you need any PCBs, pre-assembled PCBs or 3D printing, please use the link in the description below.
Thank you for watching Retro is the New Black. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you like the video, please share. Every like, share, and comment helps a lot. Until next time, bye-bye.